And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Earl E. Wilson Stadium in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Game 3 of a three-game series between UNLV and St. John's. Well, hi, Tom Check on the call. Thank you for joining us on your beautiful Sunday afternoon, wherever you are watching here on the YouTube channel provided to us by UNLV Athletics. UNLV 5-10 on the year. St. John's 3-8. UNLV has dominated the first two games of this series. It has been all Rebels. In the first game, great pitching performance by Ryan Hare. He went 7 innings of work. The bullpen was stellar as well. The Rebels won it 6-1, and then yesterday the offense exploded. 12-2 victory, highlighted by a 5-run fifth inning. UNLV, they've scored 5 runs in the first inning of combined in both games, so the Rebels have been able to give their starting pitching a lot of breathing room in this game, and UNLV going for their first sweep of the year. They're going to have Josh Armen, the freshman, with a 4.50 ERA, 1-1 is his record. It's the fourth game that he has started, 18 innings that he has pitched, 16 hits given up, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 8 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Opponents are just hitting .235 against the freshman, who's just been fantastic this year for UNLV, thrusted into the Sunday starting role. Peter Abinanti will be up to bat. The senior batting .200 on the year. 3 hits and 15 plate appearances. UNLV, black tops, white bottoms. Road grays for the Red Storm, and the first pitch is going to be taken down low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Defensively for UNLV, out in left is Grant Robbins. In center is James Gamble, and in right is Austin Krizik. At third is Alex Sardinia. At short, Trevor Rosenberg. Second, Darien Williams. Austin Pfeiffer at first. And Eric Bajani is behind the plate. Those are the starters for UNLV. Looking for the sweep. 5-10 is their record overall. The Rebels starting to find that momentum here. They won 2 out of 3 against Creighton last weekend. They've got another series win against St. John's as the next pitch by Sharman is in there for a strike. 2-1 is the count. Randy Upton is the home plate umpire. Jared Ferentz is at first. Travis Roberts is at second, and Mo Moj is at third. Those are the umpiring crew today here at Early Wilson Stadium. A beautiful day and a lot less winds than we saw yesterday. And Sharman in a little bit of trouble here with the first batter. 3-1 is the count. Sharman 8 walks on the year. In his last appearance against Creighton, picked up his first career win at the Division I level, 7 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. Against Alabama in his second start of the year, he went 6 2/3 innings. That one misses on the inside corner, so Sharman walks Abinanti for the leadoff walk, the 7th walk that the left fielder has drawn this year. Carson Bartels will be up to bat. The senior batting just .214 on the year, 9 hits and 42 plate appearances, a double and 3 RBIs. He's 2 for 6 in this series. I mentioned UNLV won 12-2 yesterday, and then on Friday 6-1. Sharman with the off-speed pitch is going to be taken high. 1-0 is the count as Josh has thrown now 5 balls in his first 6 pitches. I mentioned this is the 4th start for the freshman. His first start was against Central Michigan. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. So in his 3 starts, it's a pickoff throw to first, and Sharman, he's been very good at getting the pickoffs this year. He had 3 against Creighton in his last start. All happened in the 5th and 6th inning. Sharman gets the sign. 1-0 is the count with the runner on first, just underway here at Early Wilson Stadium, as this one is popped up foul out of play. 1-1 is the count. Sharman in his 3 starts, the most runs he's given up is 4 earned runs against Alabama, and they were by way of 2 2-run home runs. One thing that Sharman would like to improve on is the long ball. He's given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. Abinanti over at first with the leadoff walk. Bartels at the plate. Sharman, another pickoff move to first. He's got a it's a very close to being a balk. Creighton was having a big problem with that on Sunday, but Sharman is just inside the rule book, and he's able to get a beautiful pickoff to first. He can't really get a good lead over at first, and it's obviously easy for him being the lefty. He's got to throw some strikes here as that one is sent foul down the third baseline. 1-2 is the count. Nobody out here in the top of the first. For the Red Storm, though, they have struggled against this UNLV pitching staff. Just 3 runs off of 13 hits. They scored a run in the first inning against Chase Maddox, but could not hold on to that as UNLV got 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and then exploded for 5 in the fifth, 2 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth. They were able to win it 12-2. Also had 14 hits. The offense has been fantastic in these first 2 games. That one hits on the inside corner, strike 3. So Sharman, after giving up the leadoff walk, is able to bounce back for the strikeout. Caught looking, gets the second baseman Bartels, and that will bring up the senior center fielder Mike Antico. The senior just batting .225 on the year, 9 hits and 40 plate appearances, a double, a home run, and 5 RBIs. Antico had a home run. He's 1 for 9 in this series. His lone hit was a solo shot in his first plate appearance against Chase Maddox yesterday. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and the first pitch by Sharman off speed got away from him high. 1-0 is the count. Yesterday, Chase Maddox, another great performance, 6 2/3 innings. Gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Lowered his ERA to 2.59. Ty Pullman, Connor Woods, and Bradley Spooner came in as another pickoff throw to first. Abinanti back safe. He has not attempted a stolen base as a senior left fielder over at first. So we'll see if the interim head coach Mike Hampton, leading the Red Storm this year, will try to send Abinanti in motion. The big thing for St. John's is, the hitting hasn't been there, but the pitching, they've been behind the 8 ball early on. 5 first-inning runs in the first 2 games. That's not going to do you any justice as the pitch was low. 2-0 is the count. Mitchell Henshaw is on deck. Ryan Hogan is batting in the 5 spot. Justin Foles is batting 6th. David Clancy getting the start today in right, batting 7th. Jake Lazaro is batting 8th, and Ryan Marquis is batting 9th. Does the rest of the starting lineup for the Red Storm. Sharman looking for a strike, 2-0. Inside, 3-0. The most walks Sharman gave up this year was his first start against Central Michigan. He gave up 4 in 4 innings. His pitch count was up to 88. Against Alabama, he threw 97 pitches, and against Creighton, he threw 94. With the 3-0 count, Antico taking that one all the way, 3-1. But Chase Maddox got the win on Saturday, and then Ryan Hare, he went 7 innings on Friday. 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Connor Woods struck out the side in his relief appearance in the 8th inning. Larry Quaney finished it off in the 9th. Another pickoff move to first. Austin Pfeiffer has started all 3 games at the first base position. Jack Thomas Wold, who's the regular first baseman, has been the designated hitter for head coach Stan Stolte, leading the way for UNLV. Sharman set the 3-1 inside and almost hit Antico. So Sharman, first two out of 3 batters he has walked. He's gotten a strikeout, but 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning for the catcher, Mitchell Henshaw. The senior batting .263 on the year, 10 hits and 38 plate appearances. 1 home run and 4 RBIs. He's 1 for 7 in this series. But his lone hit was a solo shot against Ryan Hare. It came in the top of the 6th in the Friday night loss. Red Storm off to a slow start. UNLV trying to claw their way back to 500 play, build up the momentum before Mountain West Conference play. As Henshaw sends a high drive into right center field, going over his gamble, but he has room as he backs up. Runner will tag. Abinanti going from 2nd to 3rd as the long throw goes to a Darien Williams. That is out number 2 with the runner advancing over to 3rd, so 1 pitch, 1 out for Josh Sharman. 2 outs in the inning, runners on the corners here. Bring up the designated hitter, Ryan Hogan, who's 1 for 5 in this series. The junior, .273 overall, 6 hits and 22 plate appearances, 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Antico over at first. He's the real threat on the base paths. Did start off the series as the leadoff hitter moved to the 3-hole spot. He's 6 for 6 on stolen base opportunities, so Sharman will be keeping an eye on him. But I don't know how much with the 2 outs in the inning as the off-speed pitch just misses on the outside. 1-0 is the count. UNLV, they'll have Gamble, Krizik, and Wold leading off the bottom of the first inning. Armen gets a sign, a pickoff move to first, and a little bit of a low throw as Antico did not get a good read on that ball. It was a little late, but the throw was low. Good stop by Pfeiffer. 1-0 is the count, 2 outs in the inning for the 5-hole hitter Hogan. UNLV yesterday scored 12 runs, and the long ball was big for UNLV. Pfeiffer and Robbins as runner is going, but they will give Antico the base as Armen is able to hit the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 is the count. That is stolen base number 7 for the senior center fielder for the Red Storm out of 7 opportunities. So runners now at second and third here. 2 outs in the inning. 2 walks to start off the ball game if you're just joining us. Armen's gotten a strikeout and a fly out to center. Off-speed pitch high. 2-1 is the count. Armen a little bit wild with his pitches here to start the ball game. Now with 18 pitches overall, just 7 of them have been for strikes. The 2-1. And there's a high drive to left field, but is in play. Grant Robbins coming in, and he's going to make a diving catch out there in left field for out number 3. What a play there by Grant Robbins. He had to travel a long way to his right. And makes the Sports Center Top 10 worthy highlight play, and that ends the inning as the Red Storm get 2 on, but nobody across the board. To the bottom of the first we go here at Early Wilson Stadium. 0-0 is the score. James Gamble will lead it off for the Rebels here in the bottom of the first inning. Gamble's had a great series against the Red Storm, 4 for 9. As the first pitch is high and inside. A little bit of sweet chin music there as Gamble gets out of the way. 1-0 is the count. The sophomore Ian Murphy on the mound, 3.21 ERA. 1-1 is his record. This is the 4th game that he has started. 14 innings pitched. And he's a little bit wild now. Almost hit Williams with the first one, and the second pitch got away. 2-0 is the count. 14 innings of work. He's given up 11 hits, 9 runs, 5 of them earned, 10 walks, and 14 strikeouts. So the walks have been a little bit of a problem in his 3 starts. Opponents are hitting .208 against him. Well, Gamble, the speedster, now has a 3-0 count. Gamble, Krizik, and Wold are the top 3 hitters for UNLV. Batting in the 4th spot, the red-hot Eric Bajani. Batting 5th, Darien Williams. Alex Sardinia batting 6th. Austin Pfeiffer batting 7th. Grant Robbins batting 8th. And batting 9th is Trevor Rosenberg. Gamble taking that one all the way. 3-1 is the count. Armen a little bit of problems in the top of the first. Gave up 2 walks to Abinanti and Antico, but was able to get out of the inning. As Gamble will take strike 2 as he flipped everything out. So now we'll have a little stoppage of plays. He got rid of the elbow guard and the bat. Looked a little bit of a high pitch as the home plate umpire looking over to the dugout for UNLV. So now the count is 3-2. Gamble trying to get on the base paths. 292 overall, 303 on base percentage. And he's going to send that one up the middle for a base hit. So what could have been a leadoff walk, Gamble takes out his frustrations with a single to center field. His 20th hit of the year, 5th hit overall in this series, and Austin Krizik will be up to bat. Krizik in the two-hole spot. A couple changes for head coach Stan Stolte. In right field today, the freshman 290 average, 9 hits and 31 plate appearances, a triple, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs. Krizik in this series has been 2 for 5. Murphy with a 3.21 ERA. Trying to give that bullpen a rest. They were used a lot in the loss yesterday. 12-2 was the defeat. Gamble at first. He's got the great speed for UNLV. He's 3 for 4 on stolen base opportunities as the first pitch misses on the inside. 1-0 is the count. Nick Mundak went 7 innings of work, 10 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 6 strikeouts, 108 pitches thrown. He started off a little bit slow, gave up 4 runs in the first 3 innings, but the back half of the game he really shut down UNLV, but just could not get the run support. As the next pitch, Krizik high and in, 2-0 is the count. UNLV was able to get some big insurance runs in the 8th inning off of an error. Sonny Fauci came in 1 inning of work, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them were earned. Krizik takes the pitch on the outside. 2-1 is the count. Jojo Rodriguez was the starting pitcher yesterday for the Red Storm. He only went 4 innings of work, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 81 pitches he threw. He used 4 pitchers, did the Red Storm. All of them were hit hard by UNLV. Pickoff move to first, and Gamble slides back. Jack Thomas Wold is on deck for the Rebels. He's 3 for 8 in this series. Overall for UNLV, 27 hits in 2 games. And they have scored 18 runs. They've only committed 1 error, so everything from top to bottom has been great for UNLV in this series. That one taken low, 3-1 is the count. Murphy in danger of putting the first 2 batters on the base paths. Gamble leading off with a single. Krizik has a favorable hitters count here. 3-1 is the count. Krizik swings. Looks like that was going to be ball 4. He was chased it on the outside, so now the count goes full 3-2. Krizik on the year with runners on base, 333. A week ago on this Sunday afternoon in Las Vegas, he hit 2 two-run home runs against Creighton. UNLV exploded for a big win against Creighton, got the series win. Another pickoff move to first. Gamble has a very sizable lead, but is able to get back. Defensively for the Red Storm, Abinanti is in left, Antico is in center, Clancy is in right, Foles at third, Lazaro at short, Bartels at second, Marquis at first, and Henshaw is behind the plate. That is the defensive lineup for the Red Storm. Murphy gets the sign, the payoff pitch. Will not happen. It was a long pause by Murphy. Another throwback over to first. One player UNLV would love to get up in this inning with runners on base is Eric Bajani. He is 6 for 8 in this series. Overall, the bat's been very, very lively for UNLV. As Gamble was going, Krizik fouls that one back out of play. Count remains full 3-2. UNLV will be playing a 2-game weekday series against Houston. It's kind of up in the air. There's a lot of rain forecast this week here in Las Vegas. And UNLV will be on the road for their next 14 out of 15. Murphy looking for the strikeout. He does get it. Gamble's going. The throw to second will not be in time. So Austin Krizik strikes out, but James Gamble is able to get his 4th stolen base on the year in 5 tries. Puts a runner in scoring position for Jack Thomas Wold. The junior batting .263 on the year, 15 hits and 57 plate appearances, 5 doubles, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. Wold standing 5'10" from Henderson, Nevada. Mentioned last year his average was .340. A lot of these guys for UNLV would hit so well haven't been able to get in their rhythm as Jack's going to send a high drive into the gap in the left center field. That ball's going to land. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Gamble will easily score off of an RBI double by Jack Thomas Wold. The designated hitter puts UNLV on the board 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Jack Thomas Wold had a great game on Friday. He was 3 for 4, was hitless yesterday, but he sees the first pitch and he takes it opposite field for a rocket double. And yet again, UNLV scores a first inning run. They've now held the lead after one in all 3 games. As Eric Bajani will be up to bat, the junior batting .407 on the year, 24 hits and 59 plate appearances, 7 doubles, a triple, and 12 RBIs. One thing Bajani hasn't been able to do is get a long ball. We'll see if he can with Jack Thomas Wold over at second. 1-0 is the score. UNLV on top. I'll update the score bug when I get an opportunity. And Darien Williams is on deck for the Rebels. Murphy sets and delivers, and the count is 2-0. For Wold, that was double number 6 on the year, and RBI number 6 as well. Gamble came around to score. That was the 9th run the sophomore center fielder has gotten, and it was helped by way of a single and the stolen base. Although, if he was at first, he probably would have scored on that double anyway. The great speed that James Gamble has. 3-0 is the count to the dangerous Eric Bajani, and I don't blame Murphy for not really trying to attack the catcher for UNLV. He has just dominated every pitcher that has come his way this week. As that one is taken on the inside, 3-1 is the count. UNLV started this week off against Texas Tech, number 4 ranked team in the country, lost 11-2 and 11-3. Second game they kept close late in the ballgame, but the bullpen kind of faltered. As that one is going to be taken low, ball 4, and Murphy, he has faced 4 batters, has gotten a strikeout, but a walk, a double, and a single. Puts 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first for a Darien Williams. The sophomore batting .250 on the year, 15 hits and 60 plate appearances, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 7 RBIs. Williams is 3 for 7 in this series. He was in the similar situation as Jack Thomas Wold over at second. Average last year was fantastic. This year just hasn't been able to get in the rhythm. But this week has been very productive. This series has been very productive for a Darien Williams. As he thought about taking for the first pitch, did he go around? Look over to Jared Ferens over at first. He did not. 1-0 is the count. Wold at second, Bajani at first. 1-0. UNLV on top of the Red Storm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sardinia is on deck for the Rebels as Williams is going to send that one into the gap in the left center field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Jack Thomas Wold will easily score. Eric Bajani is going to be waved home. The relay throw is going to be bounced, and going to third is a Darien Williams with a 2-run triple. Puts UNLV on top 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Now the bats for UNLV continuing their hot streak from the first 2 games. That is the 3rd hit for the Rebels, 2 extra base hits as Darien Williams picks up his 3rd triple of the year, and RBI number 8 and 9 as Jack Thomas Wold was able to easily score, and Eric Bajani hustling his way first to home. And Alex Sardinia will be up to bat for the Rebels. The 6-hole hitter, the freshman batting .244. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count. For Sardinia, 10 hits and 41 plate appearances, 3 doubles and an RBI. He's 0 for 4 in this series, so trying to get a little bit of confidence here in the game. This last game against St. John's, as that one is fouled out of play. Austin Pfeiffer is on deck for the Rebels. Well, the Red Storm bullpen might be in danger of getting used a lot here today as Sardinia is going to send that one into left field for a base hit. Williams will easily score an RBI single for the freshman third baseman, his 2nd RBI of the year, and it's 4-0 UNLV here in the bottom of the first at Early Wilson Stadium. Well, Murphy had dealt with the command issues. Now UNLV is just getting some great pitches to hit. And Austin Pfeiffer will be up to bat for the Rebels. First pitch way outside. 1-0's the count. Murphy might be in trouble of not making it through this first inning. Still only one out in the inning. It was a strikeout by Austin Krizik. Grant Robbins is on deck for the Rebels, and now time is called. And we could have a pitching change here right away. It's a very slow walk coming over to the mound. Sardinia at first. Austin Pfeiffer up to bat. The sophomore getting the third straight start in this series at first base, trying to get his mojo back. 204 average overall, 11 hits and 54 plate appearances, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, and 11 RBIs. He did hit a home run in yesterday's win for UNLV. 2 home runs are tied with Krizik for most in this UNLV lineup. Pfeiffer in this series, 3 for 7. So a very productive week for the sophomore from Arborview High School. Same alma mater as myself. A lot of local talent on this UNLV team. So Murphy has been tattooed in this first inning. He has given up 4 runs. A double by Jack Thomas Wold that scored Gamble, a 2-run triple by Williams, and then Sardinia with the single that got by Lazaro over at short. Well, after the conference call, the first pitch way outside, 2-0 is the count. So the command issue right now for Murphy is pretty evident. UNLV is being very patient and then finding the pitches that they want to hit. Pfeiffer swings and misses at that one. 2-1 is the count. 6, 7, and 8 hitters will be up for the Red Storm. Foles, Clancy, and Lazaro in the top of the second. Sharman had a little bit of control issue in the top of the first. 2 walks. Was able to get a strikeout. A nice play by Grant Robbins in left field to end the threat as Pfeiffer sends that one back foul. 2-2 is the count. Now he has 4 runs to work with here. He had a lot of runs to work with in his last start against Creighton. UNLV won that game 12-3. Murphy, the pitch count right now is up to 28. Off-speed pitch to Pfeiffer. Hits on the outside corner. Strike 3. Austin was heading over the dugout before the umpire even made the signal. And that is out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. Sardinia at first. Pfeiffer with the strikeout. And Grant Robbins will be up to bat. Robbins, who made that great play in left field in the top of the first, just mentioned. The senior, 294, 15 hits and 51 plate appearances, 4 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 12 RBIs. Got his first home run of the year yesterday for UNLV as the first pitch high and inside. UNLV has sent 8 batters up to the plate so far in the bottom of the first as Trevor Rosenberg is on deck. Rosenberg and Robbins, the 2 seniors in this lineup for head coach Stan Stolte. Sardinia at first. He's 0 for 1 on stolen base opportunities. Robbins sends that one back foul into the net. 1-1 is the count. For Grant yesterday, 1 for 5, but that one hit was a big one. It was a 3-run home run for the senior. Was able to get it over the wall. He almost had a home run against Creighton on Sunday. Well, the big thing for Robbins, he loves the windy days. Ball travels a little bit farther for him. He was able to get his first home run of the year. Win not too bad today. Robbins is going to send a high drive into center field. It is in play. The center fielder Antico has it, and that will end the bottom of the first here at Early Wilson Stadium. It was a very productive inning for UNLV. They score 4 runs off of 4 hits. They take a 4-0 lead as we go to the top of the second here at Early Wilson Stadium. Back here live at Early Wilson Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wyatt Tomczyk on the call. Thank you for joining us on your Sunday afternoon, wherever you are watching. Great first inning for UNLV. They lead it 4-0. Josh Armen's got some wiggle room here as he sends the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count to the third baseman, Justin Foles. The junior on the year batting .244, 10 hits and 41 plate appearances, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. He's going to foul that one out of play. 0-2 is the count. So now for UNLV, they have scored 9 runs in these 3 games in the first inning, so they have really put the pressure on and gave their starting pitching staff some wiggle room, some breathing room. Lefty versus righty matchup here between Sharman and Foles. And that was going to be sent to short. Rosenberg with the backhand. Long throw over to first in time for out number 1, 6-3. I'll bring up the right fielder, David Clancy. Freshman batting .214 on the year. This is his 3rd start of the year. 3 for 14 overall with 3 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 in this series. Foles, who just grounded out, in this lineup, he has the most hits overall. He was now 3 for 8. As that one's going to be knuckled foul into the dugout. For UNLV, after that very productive bottom of the first, so he scored 4 runs off of 4 hits. Gamble with the single, Wold with the double, Williams with a 2-run triple, and then Sardinia with the RBI single. They'll have the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up. This one's going to be popped up, foul, out of play. 0-2 is the count. Jake Lazaro is on deck for the Red Storm, who have played all their games this year on the road. Unfortunately, with Division I baseball starting in mid-February, it's very tough to get some games in across the country. That still is getting a lot of snow. As there's a high drive in the center field. That ball is well hit. Gamble going back. He'll look up, and that ball is gone. A solo home run for the Red Storm, and they trim this deficit now to 3. 4-1 is the score here in the top of the second inning, as David Clancy gets his first home run of the year. He hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, over that 400-foot sign. Gamble turned around, but about stopped halfway there, as Jake Lazaro will be up to bat. So one thing I mentioned for Sharman that he's going to have to kind of control over these starts is the long ball, although it helps. It's only a solo shot, but that is the 4th home run that he's given up now in his last 3 starts. 2 against Alabama, 1 against Creighton. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and the first pitch is fouled back out of play. 0-1 is the count. Jake Lazaro, the freshman, batting .324 on the year. 12 hits and 37 plate appearances. 3 doubles and 2 RBIs. Lazaro is the only player in this lineup today for the Red Storm that is hitting over 300. That's another big thing. Their pitching has been so-so, hasn't been great in this series, but the hitting, really, I mean, they're not scoring any runs at all. 0-2 is the count. It is just the Red Storm's 4th run in this series against UNLV. 2 of them have come by way of a solo shot. Off-speed pitch, swung on a missed curveball, down low in the dirt, and Sharman is able to bounce back after giving up the solo shot with a strikeout. 2 outs here in the top of the second for the number 9 hole hitter, the first baseman, Ryan Marquis. The senior just 159 on the year, 7 hits and 44 plate appearances, 1 home run and 3 RBIs. He is 0 for 6 in this series. Lefty versus righty matchup, and the first pitch by Sharman is in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. If Marquis can keep this inning alive, Peter Abinanti will be up to bat, back to the top of the lineup. And the next pitch down low, 1-1 is the count. Sharman so far in 2 innings, he's given up 2 walks, has 2 strikeouts, and has given up a solo home run. UNLV want to get back in the batter's box after that very productive bottom of the first inning. The 1-1 by Sharman, and that one's going to be sent to left field, and it's going to land in front of Grant Robbins. So a 2-out hit by Marquis, his first hit of the series. Senior gets his 8th hit overall and puts runner on first here with 2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup for Peter Abinanti. The senior walked in his first plate appearance to lead off the ball game. It'll be a lefty versus lefty matchup. Abinanti was walked on 5 pitches by Armen. On the year, Abinanti has not registered a hit against left-handed hitters. With runners on base, 222, but with 2 outs, though, he is batting .500. Armen's first pitch is going to be taken for a strike. Abinanti thought about showing a bunt. You got to be careful over at first if you're Marquis. Armen's got, as I mentioned, a very, very good pickoff move. Marquis almost had, when the pitch was going, was kind of going back over to first. You just can't really get a decent lead. 0-1 is the count. Armen gets his sign. And the pitch. Down low in the dirt. Good stop by Bajani to keep Marquis still at that first base bag. 1-1 is the count. For UNLV on the road, after that Houston series, they got 3 games against UC Santa Barbara and then 3 games at Nebraska. We'll head over to Phoenix, Arizona to play Grand Canyon for a weekday game, and then the round-robin series against Fresno State, San Jose State, and San Diego State. That's all in San Diego, so another pickoff move to first. Kind of a new thing in the Mountain West as they added Boise State to the conference. Now 9 teams overall. UNLV's next series at home, not for another month until April 9th through the 11th against Air Force. That pitch is going to be taken low. 2-1 is the count. We'll see the runs a lot less against Air Force here than compared up to Colorado Springs, which you see some very, very high-scoring games. Rebels came into this weekend 6th in the Mountain West standings overall, 3-10, although no one has played a conference game. That one is low and inside, so Armen in a little bit of trouble here. 3-1 is the count, in danger of walking Abinanti for the second time in this ball game. Armen, the pitch count right now is at 35. Two hits in this inning, a solo shot and a single. The 3-1 by the freshman, runner going, and it's going to be a grounder to second. Easy play for a Darien Williams. The flip over to first in time, and that will end the inning as the Red Storm get a solo shot to center field by Clancy, and they trim the deficit. 4-1 is the score as we go to the bottom of the second here at Early Wilson Stadium. Bottom of the second here at Early Wilson Stadium. My Tom Check on the call. UNLV and St. John's in the third game of this 3-game series here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. UNLV going for their first sweep of the year. Trevor Rosenberg will be up to bat. And Rosenberg swings at the first pitch, and it goes foul out of play. For the senior shortstop, 1 for 4 in this series, 143 average overall, 5 hits and 35 plate appearances, and 3 RBIs. On-base percentage is at .231. That one high and in. Rosenberg ducks his head out of the way. 1-1 is the count. Ian Murphy back out for another inning of work. He had a real struggle in that bottom of the first. Command was a big thing, and then UNLV was very patient and was able to get some great pitches to hit as Rosenberg was trying to swing for the fences on that off-speed pitch. Missed. 1-2 is the count. So 9-1-2 hitters. Gamble on deck. Krizik is in the hole. Gamble led off the bottom of the first with a single. Rosenberg take that one high. 2-2 is the count. Trevor getting the start today at short. Very good defensive player, but would like to get his average up higher. As the count now goes full 3-2. And Rosenberg is going to send that one into left field for a base hit. Trevor Rosenberg picks up his second hit of the series. 2 for 5 overall. And picks up hit number 6 on the year. That's one way to kind of build up the confidence for Rosenberg as he gets the leadoff single. Back to the top of the lineup for the Rebels. James Gamble will be up to bat. Gamble thought he got to ball 4 on a 3-1 pitch. Took everything off. He threw the bat, threw his elbow guard off, had to come back, and the next pitch he sent it up the middle for a base hit. And he later came around to score the first run of the ballgame for the Rebels. Rosenberg at first, he's 1 for 1 on stolen base opportunities. Gamble has a stolen base already today. That one inside. 1-0 is the count. Five hits overall for the Rebels. 3 singles, a double, and a triple. Murphy gets his sign and the pitch. Gamble, check swing, and he went around for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Gamble, the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Throw back over to first. Went into this series against St. John's on a little bit of a dry spell. He was 1 for his last 13, was just 1 for 8 against Texas Tech. But has gotten 5 hits and 10 plate appearances. 500 average overall. Very, very productive series for the center fielder. He's showing bunt, and he went after it, trying to get it as the pitch was down low. 1-2 is the count. Austin Krizik mentioned on deck. Went to Centennial High School here in Las Vegas, Nevada, up in the northwest part of the valley. Have to check. I believe this is his first start in the number 2 hole in the lineup for UNLV. Another pickoff move to first. As Murphy keeping tabs of Rosenberg. 1-2 is the count. Nobody out. 4-1. UNLV on top here in the bottom of the second. Murphy set and the pitch, and Gamble sends a high drive in a left center field. That ball is well hit. Going back is the left fielder. That ball is high and off the wall. Rosenberg is going to be held up at third. Gamble has a long 2-run double in a left center field off the wall, and the Rebels threatening yet again here in the bottom of the second as Gamble gives his beautiful dance move as he turns around looking for the umpire to call time. And I'll bring up Austin Krizik. Boy, Gamble gave a great charge in that one. I thought he was going to get that one over the wall. Just missed on that home run. Another double for UNLV, their second of the ball game, and the second hit for Gamble in as many at bats. Austin Krizik will be up to bat for the Rebels. Krizik 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Jack Thomas Wold is on deck for the Rebels. UNLV up 4-1. That ball gets away from the catcher. Here comes Rosenberg, and he'll easily scores. That one almost took the head off of Krizik. Murphy, another very wild pitch. Henshaw really had no chance at that one, and it's 5-1. Rosenberg scores off the wild pitch. Gamble advances over to third. Well, I think this is going to be a very short outing here for Murphy. See a couple people moving in the bullpen to my left for St. John's. That one high, 2-0 is the count with the dangerous Jack Thomas Wold coming up, and really the heart of the lineup for UNLV. Murphy has given up 2 straight hits, a wild pitch, and he hasn't gotten anyone out yet. 5-1 is the score. UNLV leading this one here in the bottom of the second inning as Krizik knuckles that one foul down the first baseline. 2-1 is the count to the freshman. Gamble at third. Put one into the outfield. He will easily score with the great speed. Krizik sends that one foul and on top of the new shading here at early Wilson Stadium. Still 2-2. With Jack Thomas Wold on deck for the Rebels and Eric Bajani in the hole. Krizik, good eye on that one. 3-2 is the count. Right fielder on the year with runners on base, 312. UNLV today with runners on early on in this ball game, 4 for 7 against Ian Murphy. The payoff pitch, and Krizik sends a high drive out of play down the first baseline, and it's going to land into the stands. Count remains full, 3-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Back-to-back innings, the Rebels have put a lot of pressure on the sophomore Ian Murphy. And Krizik's going to send that one into the gap for a base hit. It lands. Easily scoring is Gamble from third as Krizik, as the ball gets away, but it's backed up by the third baseman, Austin Krizik, with an RBI single. His 10th hit of the year, an 8th RBI overall, and it's 6-1 UNLV here in the bottom of the second as Jack Thomas Wold will be up to bat for the Rebels. A little bit of a shift here for the designated hitter, Jack Thomas Wold, as the shortstop standing right a little bit to the left of the second base bag as the first pitch hits on the outside. Ooh, that was a generous call. 0-1 is the count. For Wold on the day, he is 1 for 1 with an RBI double in the first inning. That scored the first run of the ball game. James Gamble, who came home to score from second. That one misses on the outside. 1-1 is the count. Eric Bajani is on deck for the Rebels. Darien Williams is in the hole. Still nobody out here in the second inning for UNLV. Off-speed pitch way high. Murphy's just does not have the command right now to get UNLV to really chase. Well, the freshman Krizik at first hasn't attempted a stolen base on the year. And Jack, he was swinging for the fences there. Wanted a long ball. Missed that one. 2-2 is the count. Murphy gets a sign, and he's able to get Jack Thomas Wold for the first out of the bottom of the second. A strikeout, his third of the ball game. 1 out. 6-1 UNLV on top, and here comes the dangerous Eric Bajani. Bajani walked in his first plate appearance and came around to score off the double by Darien Williams all the way from first. Bajani, the hottest hitter in this UNLV lineup, the only hitter batting over 400, 407 overall. As the off-speed pitch hits for a strike, 0-1 is the count. Bajani on the year with runners on base, 406 average. Next pitch misses on the outside. 1-1 is the count. It was a 4-pitch walk for Bajani in his first plate appearance, as Murphy really didn't want anything to do with the catcher for UNLV, but Darien Williams made him pay with that 2-run triple in the first inning, highlighted a 4-run first. We already got 2 runs here in the bottom of the second inning as Bajani gets underneath this one, a mile-high pop-up. Henshaw coming back over and makes a nice play behind the plate near the backstop for out number 2. That's a tough play. That's a tough play for Henshaw, the catcher. Get the sun blaring here as we're approaching 2 o'clock time here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everyone just a little bit tired than normal since we lost an hour. One of the worst days of the year when you lose that hour. Ugh. And if you have to work in the morning, too. As the first pitch to Darien Williams is going to be taken for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Williams with an RBI triple to left field in his first plate appearance. Plated 2 runs. And he later was able to come around to score off an RBI single by Alex Sardinia. Murphy going for the off-speed pitch. Misses yet again. 2-0 is the count. 2 outs in the inning. After Rosenberg got a hit, Gamble with the double, wild pitch, and Krizik with the hit. Jack Thomas Wold is struck out, and Bajani has popped up to the catcher. Williams is going to send a mile-high pop-up. He throws the bat down in disgust. Who wants it? It's going to be the third baseman, Foles, as that one was way up in the air. Almost could have hit a plane passing by, and that will end the inning. But UNLV does get 2 runs across the board here in the bottom of the second. They increase their lead 6-1 here at Early Wilson Stadium. Carson Bartels will lead it off here in the top of the third inning against Josh Sharman, who now has a 5-run lead after his team was able to plate 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. It is all UNLV here in the third game of a 3-game series between them and the Red Storm. Looking for the sweep as the pitch miss on the outside. 2-0 is the count. Bartels 0 for 1. He struck out in his first plate appearance, one of the 2 strikeouts for Josh Sharman, who is up to 21 strikeouts on the year. Has had a little bit of trouble with the control as the count now 3-0. Does have 2 walks. Gave up a solo shot in the last inning to the right fielder David Clancy. Sharman is able to hit that one on the outside corner. 3-1 is the count. For the Red Storm, I mentioned they played a lot of games on the road this year. Had 1 game canceled as the 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play. 3-2 is the count, so Sharman able to bounce back. Down 3-0 to make the count full. 3-2 is the count. Before the Red Storm, they'll be facing St. Peter's and Iona at home. Their first real true home series is going to be against UC Irvine, as that one is fouled back out of play yet again. And hopefully for them, the weather will warm up as they start their conference play. Count full. Sharman looking for strikeout number 3. The pitch is going to be a high drive to left field as well. Hit Robbins going back at the wall, and that ball is foul. A very long foul ball for Bartels, who was trying to get the solo shot. It would have been the second solo shot of the ball game. For the Red Storm, but long foul ball, and we will do it all over again with the count full. Here in the top of the third inning, here at Early Wilson Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sharman, the payoff pitch yet again. And this one's going to stay in play, heading over to the right-hand side of the field into shallow right field. Krizik has it for out number 1. So what could have been a potential solo shot, next pitch ends in a harmless fly ball to right field. And I'll bring up the 3-hole hitter for the Red Storm, Mike Antico. Antico on the day is 0 as he walked in his first plate appearance and got a stolen base, his 7th of the year in as many tries. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Red Storm got 2 on in the top of the first, but a great play by Grant Robbins in left field as the first pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count. We're able to get the solo home run in the second, 2-out single, but they have left 3 runners on the base paths. UNLV, they have left 2. They lead at 6-1. If you're just joining us, UNLV 4 in the first and 2 in the second. As there's a big swing and a miss. Sharman getting the senior center fielder looking silly there. 0-2 is the count. But UNLV started off a double by Jack Thomas Wold, a 2-run triple by Darien Williams, Sardinia with an RBI single, and then a wild pitch and an RBI single by, as that one is in there for a strike called on the outside corner. Strike 3, Sharman gets Antico looking for his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Mitchell Henshaw will be up to bat for the Red Storm. And Austin Krizik was able to get the RBI single. That is all the scoring right now for UNLV. And Sharman looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game, as that is a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Looking strong here. He is the freshman. You know, he was thrusted into that Sunday role with Cameron Jabara out for the year with an injury. As that one is loaned in the dirt, everyone was kind of moved up yet. Really experienced players, seniors Ryan Hare and Chase Maddox, but that Sunday role, kind of a big question mark. Who is it going to be? And Sharman has taken the reins, and he has looked very, very good. He has the potential to be a Friday night guy for UNLV for the years to come. That one is low and in the dirt. Bajani could not hold on to that one. Second pitch that got away from him. 2-1 is the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. UNLV will have Sardinia, Pfeiffer, and Robbins due up in the bottom of the 3rd. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters. We'll see if Ian Murphy will be back out for another inning of work. He has been hit hard as that one hits on the outside corner for strike number 2. UNLV 5-10 on the year, but they have had a lot of close defeats. 6 of the 10 they've lost by 4 runs or less. They've blown a couple late leads as well. Now finally kind of getting in their rhythm right now, looking for their longest win streak of the year, as that one's going to be sent up the middle, but Trevor Rosenberg, great speed over to his left. The long throw to first in time, 6-3 for out number 3, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Josh Sharman and the Rebels. To the bottom of the 3rd we go here at Early Wilson Stadium, 6-1, UNLV on top. Alex Sardinia will lead it off for the Rebels here in the bottom of the third here at Earl E. Wilson Stadium in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And the music is still playing as the on-plate umpire telling the marketing crew to cut it real quick as we'll be underway here in the bottom of the third. Sardinia on the day. 1 for 1 with an RBI single in his lone plate appearance. Murphy back out for another inning of work. His pitch count at 61 as he misses for a ball. 1-0 is the count. 6 runs off of 7 hits for the Rebels. 1 run off of 2 hits for the Red Storm. As that one hits on the inside, 1-1 is the count. Sardinia, Pfeiffer, and Robbins due up for the Rebels here in the bottom of the third. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. UNLV's got their leadoff batter on the base paths in each of the first 2 innings and have put the pressure on Murphy as the count now is 2-1. A lot of favorable hitter counts for UNLV. They've drawn 1 walk. It was by Bajani. Sardinia knuckles that one out of play, foul, 2-2. So far today, UNLV, they've struck out 3 times as a club. Murphy set, and the pitch, trying to get Sardinia to chase on the off-speed pitch, looked like a slider. 3-2 is the count now, full for the third baseman for UNLV, the freshman. A lot of young players in this lineup for head coach Stan Stolte. Sardinia, those swings and misses high and inside for the strikeout. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Murphy. He's up to 18 overall this year in the 2020 season. I'll bring up the sophomore Austin Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer was caught looking in his first plate appearance, one of the 4 strikeout victims for Murphy. First pitch to the first baseman for the Rebels. Misses on the outside for a ball. 1-0. Next pitch missed on the outside, 2-0. UNLV's next couple games here at Earl E. Wilson Stadium will be against Houston. Although those games will be up in the air. We'll see how Mother Nature will allow these games to be played as there's a swing and a miss. Pfeiffer got the green light but could not make the contact, and 2-1 is the count. A lot of rain in the forecast this weekend. Could have a doubleheader for the Cougars. A midweek series so hard to make up as this one's popped up a mile high over to the right-hand side. Coming over, who wants it? Nobody's going to get it. Henshaw and Marquis went a long way. They kind of took the real big turn on both their ends trying to locate the ball. I don't know how much the wind affected it, but it landed right in the middle of them, just in front of the dugout for UNLV. So the count goes 2-2. Grant Robbins is on deck for the Rebels. And if Pfeiffer or Robbins can get on, Rosenberg is in the hole. Time is called. Murphy gets his sign and the pitch, and Pfeiffer sends a high pop-up into shallow right center field. Coming over is the right fielder, Clancy, and he has it for out number 2 as Murphy was like Armen trying to look for his first 1-2-3 inning here in this third inning. Armen was able to get it. Murphy is just 1 out away with the left fielder, Grant Robbins, up to bat. Robbins is 0 for 1 on the day. He left 1 base runner on in his plate appearance. One of the 2 UNLV is left on overall. The Rebels leading it 6-1, very comfortably in control as Murphy hits on the inside for a strike. 0-1 is the count. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Red Storm as Robbins sends a high drive in a left field. It is well hit going back at the wall, and that ball gets over the wall, and Grant Robbins has another home run in this series, puts UNLV on top 7-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. His second home run in as many days for the senior left fielder. RBI or home run number 2 and RBI number 13 for Robbins as UNLV is able to put another run on the board here. They lead it 7-1. 3 straight innings the Rebels have scored. Trevor Rosenberg will be up to bat That's the third home run in this series for UNLV. Had 2 yesterday. One by Austin Pfeiffer and one by Grant Robbins. First pitch misses down low. 1-0 is the count. Robbins with some great contact. Abinanti went as far as he could, but just got over the very high walls here at Early Wilson Stadium. And you don't get very many cheap home runs here. You got to really put the power and the altitude in the flight of the ball. As Rosenberg has the count 1-1. Trevor on the day, he is 1 for 1. Singled in his first plate appearance back in the bottom of the second and came around to score off of a wild pitch. And Rosenberg's going to send this one into the gap into right center field. Trevor's going to make the long turn. He's going to go for 2. It's cut off. The center fielder's throw will be cut off by the second baseman, and Trevor Rosenberg with another 2-out hit. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the Rebels. Rosenberg now 2 for 2 on the day. And UNLV picks up its third double. 5 extra base hits for the Rebels. 5 of their 9 hits have been extra base hits, as James Gamble will be up to bat. Gamble, he's 2 for 2 on the day and has scored 2 runs. He had a double in his last plate appearance. He sent a high drive in a left field that went off the wall. Gamble swings at the first pitch and sends it foul out of play. 0-1 is the count. Seven to 1, UNLV on top of the Red Storm. Murphy has been hit hard in this outing. Rebels scored 12 runs yesterday. They scored 6 on Friday. Gamble sends a high drive into center field. Antico has it as he moves over to his left, and he clamps it down for out number 3. But UNLV gets on the board yet again. A solo shot to left field by Grant Robbins, and the Rebels in control of this one. 7 to 1 as we go to the top of the 4th here at Early Wilson Stadium. Ryan Hogan will lead it off here in the top of the 4th. The Red Storm down 7 to 1. Josh Armen has a lot of room to work with here as the first pitch taken low for a ball, 1-0. UNLV, they scored 6 runs in Friday night's game, scored 12 yesterday, but the pitching staff has just been fantastic overall. You can't forget about them. After a very rough start of the year against Central Michigan, since then it's just been very productive. You had the Texas Tech series, which is a little bit tough. Texas Tech does it to a lot of teams. That's why they're nationally ranked, and it's also a weekday series, so you don't get your best starting arms out there. But overall, it's been night and day what we saw from that first weekend. It's a big reason why UNLV had so many great opportunities to win and why they're in line for a sweep here. Count is 3-0 as Sharman is able to throw that one in there for a strike. 3-1 is the count. Hogan is 0 for 1 on the day. His first plate appearance came in the bottom of the first, and Grant Robbins had a great play in left field. This one's going to be sent to Robbins, and Robbins can't make the sliding grab like he did in the first. A leadoff single for the Red Storm. That is their 3rd hit of the ball game. 2 singles and a home run, and that will bring up the third baseman, Justin Foles. Foles is 0 for 1 on the day. Well, the pitching for UNLV, though, you gotta tip the cap, and also defensively, we've seen errors become a big problem for UNLV in the loss to UC Riverside. They had 6 errors in the ball game against Creighton last Saturday. UNLV had a great chance to go for the sweep. Chase Maddox pitched a brilliant game, but 2 errors, one at short, one in center field, led to this game going into extra innings, and UNLV ultimately lost that game 4-3. This weekend, just 1 error overall, and it came in the first inning. So since then, it's the first game on Friday night. So since then, it's just been fantastic. As I'll knock on wood, hopefully don't jinx anybody here. Count is 1-1 to Foles, the third baseman who is the best hitter in this lineup this series. This year, with runners on base, he's 2 for 11. Sharman, pickoff move, and he's going to get the runner out at first. Hogan was dead to the water. Right when Sharman lifted the leg up and started to go over, Hogan took 1 extra step to his right. Another pickoff for Josh Sharman. I don't have the stat on me, but, man, he has been picking him up and putting him down on the base paths. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. With the count 1-1. Next pitch, Sharman. There's a high drive into center field. Gamble going back, but it is not well enough as it dies out just in front of the warning track for out number 2. So quickly, Sharman only has to throw 1 pitch, and he gets 2 outs, a pickoff and a fly out to center field. Now we'll have a rematch here between him and the right fielder, Clancy. David Clancy sent a solo shot to center field in his first plate appearance, the only run of the ballgame for the Red Storm. First pitch by Sharman, and it's going to be popped up out of play. I guess you could technically consider this one could be a potential 1-2-3 inning for Sharman, even though he gave up the hit but got the pickoff. Seven runs off of 9 hits for the Rebels. They've scored in every inning. That one's going to be taken low. 1-1 is the count. But also for UNLV, the bullpen has been great in this series. They haven't given up a run so far. Connor Woods has been fantastic. He's pitched 2 innings. Hasn't given up a hit and has got 3 strikeouts as there's a swing and a miss there. Count goes to 1-2. Now Sharman looking for strikeout number 4 against Clancy, who took him deep in his first plate appearance. The freshman gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. Misses on the outside and looks a little bit low. 2-2 is the count. UNLV in the bottom of the 4th inning will have Krizik, Wold, and Bajani, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up. The 2-2 pitch. Sharman trying to hit that outside corner, but Clancy not giving chase. And the count goes full 3-2. Lazaro is on deck for the Rebels. The payoff pitch by Sharman. That one's going to be fouled back into the net. 3-2 is the count. For Clancy on the year with 2 outs, 200 hitter. The Red Storm today against Sharman, they were 1 for 4 with 2 outs, but 0 for 4 with runners on. Sharman has been able to get 4 flyouts and 3 groundouts. The payoff pitch, off speed, misses on the outside. The release point wasn't there for Sharman. That was an easy take for Clancy. That is now the 3rd walk of the ball game the freshman has given up. And the inning will continue a little bit more here for Sharman as his pitch count right now is up to 67. 67 pitches for Sharman, 39 strikes. I think he'll say that's not a rate that he wants to have every game. But he's been blessed today, like he did in his last start, with a lot of run support. Lefty versus lefty matchup as Lazaro will be up to bat. Lazaro is 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in his first plate appearance, one of the 3 strikeout victims, as he's going to send that one right to Austin Pfeiffer. Great contact by Lazaro. Didn't even get out of the batter's box, but a right at him ball to Pfeiffer defensively. Might be a little scared after that one. Heart rate pumped up a little bit, but that will end the inning as the Red Storm get a runner on twice, but can't get anything across the board. To the bottom of the fourth we go here at Early Wilson Stadium. UNLV leading it 7-1. Back here live at Early Wilson Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wyatt Tomchek on the call. Thank you for joining us here on the YouTube channel provided by UNLV Athletics. Austin Krizik will lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 7-1, Rebels on top. New pitcher for the Red Storm. Ian Murphy is done. Murphy went just 3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He threw 78 pitches, and he faced 19 batters. Dominic Coombe will be up to bat, and Coombe sends the first pitch on the outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. The freshman from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, will try to get some depth out of the or some length out of the bullpen here for the Red Storm as they only get their starting pitcher through 3 innings. Yesterday in the 12-2 loss, Jojo Rodriguez went through 4 innings. They used 4 pitchers in that ball game. Krizik sends a high drive to right field. Going back is the right fielder, Clancy. Will stay in the ballpark as Krizik went opposite way, but not enough power on that swing that he would like, and that is out to number 1. For Coombe on the year, 4 innings of work. He's given up 6 runs, 6 earns, 13.50 ERA, 3 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, a wild pitch, and a hit batter. Jack Thomas Wold will be up to bat. When I called the game on Friday, St. John's really didn't shift against the designator for UNLV, but they got the shift over on the right-hand side. Second baseman's very deep in the hole. His feet are in the outfield grass, and the shortstop has been moved over from my vantage point to the right of the second base bag. Only one player over on the left-hand side, although Jack has had a couple hits opposite ways, so you got to be careful. Best way to beat a shift is to hit opposite field. And if I'm a pitcher, that is the most frustrating thing when you get an easy ground ball. This is going to be an out 99 out of 100 times, but that one time is because the shortstop is over on the right-hand side and it goes right through the hole where he would be. As Jack swings and misses at that one, 1-2 is the count. That or when somebody just lays down a perfectly placed bunt and they easily beat it out. There are a lot of great hitters in MLB that are able to beat the shift. One that comes to my mind is Freddie Freeman. Always hits opposite field. I can't believe teams still shift Freddie Freeman, but multiple times he just goes opposite field, and it's continues to baffle me why. Hey, let's shift him over to the right-hand side. No, he still hits pretty good opposite field. The 2-2 to Jack Thomas Wold is going to miss low. 3-2 is the count. But then there's other hitters, like one that comes to mind, Las Vegas local Joey Gallo, who hits exclusively to the right-hand side of the field. And if it's not a home run, it's very hard for him to find the open field. But sometimes there's some just unbelievable shifts where there's like nobody on the other side of the field. And his account is 3-2 after Jack Thomas Wold found that one back out of play. Jack on the day, he is 1 for 2, an RBI double in his first plate appearance. Looking for another hit. Almost got hit by the pitch, but he's able to get on base for the second time by way of a walk. A one-out walk here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Second time the designated hitter for UNLV has made it on to the base pass, and Eric Bajani will be up to bat. Bajani trying to get on the hit parade. Him and Austin Pfeiffer, the only Rebels without a hit so far, 9 hits overall. Bajani did reach base in his first plate appearance, a walk, and then popped up behind the plate in his second plate appearance. Coombe with the first pitch is going to be taken on the outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Wold over at first. He's 1 for 1 on stolen base opportunities, but I highly doubt that Coach Stan Stolte will try to put him in motion. Doesn't really have that big of a lead as Bajani swinging for the fences on that one. Misses it. 1-1 is the count. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-1. UNLV on top. The Rebels looking to win 5 of their last 6 here at home. As that one hits on the outside, 1-2 is the count. UNLV dropped 3 out of 4 to Central Michigan. 2 of those games they lost by 4 runs or less. They lost 12-9 against Central Michigan in the first game, and then the second game they lost 12-8. They were swept against Alabama, or beaten pretty soundly in the first game, 8-0. As a pitch to Bajani, and Eric will send that one out of play. But against Alabama, they lost 5-4 and 5-1. They had a 1-run lead going into the top of the 8th. It was a close play at home in the bottom of the 7th that UNLV was trying to get another run across. Then Alabama scored 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th and were able to come away with the victory. Bajani swings and misses at that one as he chased with a count 1-2, and that is a strikeout for Dominic Coombe out of the bullpen for the Red Storm as they look for their first scoreless frame as a pitching staff so far in this game, as the Darien Williams will be up to bat. Williams is 1 for 2 with a 2-run triple in his first plate appearance. Popped up in his last plate appearance. So Wold over at first, getting on by way of a walk. Bajani now is 0 for 2. Alex Sardina is on deck for the Rebels if Williams can keep this inning alive. First pitch was taken low. 1-0 is the count. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Red Storm in the top of the 5th against Josh Sharman, as Coombe misses with the pitch low and outside. 2-0 is the count. Williams with runners on base, 333 this year, and with 2 outs, 250. Next pitch is going to be taken low. 3-0 is the count, so favorable hitters count here for a Darien Williams. The sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada. Against Texas Tech, he was 1 for 7. But in this series, this weekend, he has had 4 hits. Williams taking that one all the way That one down the middle. 3-1 is the count. UNLV has drawn 2 walks on the day, one by Bajani and one by Wold, who's standing at first. And trying to get another one. Williams thought it was going to be all 4, but the home plate umpire, Randy Upton, sends him back, and the count goes full now, 3-2. Imagine a beautiful day here in Las Vegas, Nevada, hovering around 70 degrees. No clouds in the sky. The payoff pitch down low and in the dirt as Jack Thomas Wold was in motion with the count 3-2 and 2 outs, but that is ball 4 low and in the dirt. Second walk of the inning for the Red Storm, and now UNLV will have 2 on with 2 out for the freshman Alex Sardinia, who was 1 for 2 on the day, RBI single in his first plate appearance. That highlighted that 4-run first inning for the Rebels. They scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. 5 of the 9 hits for UNLV have been extra base hits. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. The home run was by Grant Robbins in the bottom of the third inning. And Sardinia swinging for that one, misses it as the pitch was on the outside. For Dominic Coombe, his pitch count at 22. Giving up the 2 walks, so trying to get a 0 spot on the board. He's got Sardinia down 0-2. Sardinia has not been a long time with his swings as he's really going for the big launch ball here. Austin Pfeiffer is on deck for the Rebels if UNLV can keep this inning alive. The 0-2, and Sardinia is able to keep that one out of play and keeps this at bat alive. Wold at second, Williams at first. UNLV today with runners on. They are 5 for 13. They were 5 for 12 against Murphy, now 0 for 1 against Coombe. Dominic has set the off-speed pitch and got away from him high. 1-2, easy take for the freshman third baseman, Alex Sardinia. He's gotten some starts at third this year, also as the designated hitter. Sardinia will send that one fouling out of play yet again as the wind's starting to pick up here. One and 2 is the count. And looking at the forecast here in Las Vegas, you've got rain Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday is supposed to be cloudy, so the Tuesday, Wednesday game against Houston could be in jeopardy here, as that one's going to be taken high. 2-2 is the count. You know, they had one game that they had to alter with Alabama when the Crimson Tide were in town. There was rain scheduled on Saturday, so they took the Saturday game, just bumped it up to Friday. Everyone got a day off, and as that one hits the outside corner, strike 3. Sardinia is caught looking for the strikeout. That's the 6th time UNLV has struck out in the ballgame, but the Rebels do hold the 7-1 lead as we go to the top of the 5th here at Early Wilson Stadium. Ryan Marquis will lead it off here in the top of the fifth. UNLV leading it 7-1. All right, Tom Check on the call. Thank you for joining us. As that one's going to be sent to left field. And Grant Robbins with a diving attempt. Did he hold on to it? He did not. Marquis is going to go to second. The throw, not in time. And it's a leadoff double here in the top of the fifth. As Grant Robbins tried for his second sliding catch of the ball game, but was unable, from my vantage point, so far away. It looked like it just squirted out of his glove when he made contact with the ground. So one pitch, one hit for the Red Storm. As back to the top of the lineup, Peter Abinanti will be up to bat. Abinanti 0 for 1 with a walk so far here in Game 3 of a three-game series between UNLV and the Red Storm of St. John's. St. John's has not had the weekend that they would have liked here in Vegas, as that one's going to be sent to second. Williams will go to his right. The flip over to first in time. Over to his left, sorry. The flip over to first in time for out number 1, as Marquis will head on over to third. For Ryan Marquis, that was a double number 3 on the year, and he is now 2 for 2 on the day. He got that pitch into left field so quickly. I didn't mention that he had success against Josh Armen in his first plate appearance. As Carson Bartels will be up to bat. Bartels is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 3 strikeouts overall for Josh Armen, who tried to qualify for the win here after finishing up this 5th inning. That one is fouled back into the backstop. 0-1 is the count. Antico is on deck for the Red Storm as they trail it 7-1. Really, I mean, they haven't been close with UNLV in these first couple games. The Rebels, as I mentioned, scoring a lot of runs in the first inning. They've just put St. John's in the 8-hole. As that's going to be sent into left field for a base hit, an RBI single for Bartels, and puts the Red Storm within 5. 7-2 is the score with UNLV on top. Marquis scores on that base hit for Bartels. That is RBI number 4 on the year. As I'll take a quick minute to update the scorebug here for everyone watching on the YouTube broadcast, provided to us by UNLV Athletics. Mike Antico will be up to bat. He is 0 for 1 with a walk, an off-speed pitch on this lefty versus lefty matchup by Sharman. He is perfectly placed for a strike. 0-1 is the count. So a solo shot in the second, and then a RBI single to left field in the 5th inning. Those are the 2 runs that St. John's has scored. But like I said, UNLV has really put the Red Storm behind the 8 ball after the first inning in every game, as there's a high drive into left center field. Gamble shielding his eyes, and he makes a diving catch. Did he get it? He does for the out. Oh, boy, Gamble. He's got his sunglasses on there, but I think, really lost it in the sun as he held the glove up as long as he could and made the acrobatic catch in center field for out number 2. That was a big play there by Gamble because it could have put potentially runners on second and third with 1 out, and could have been a big inning for the Red Storm. Now, Mitchell Henshaw will be up to bat. He is 0 for 2 with 2 outs in the inning, and Bartels over at first. Lefty versus righty matchup now. More favorable matchup for Henshaw as he swings and misses on a pitch inside. 0-1 is the count. Sharman, the pitch count right now at 75. I believe he gets through this one clean. He'll have another opportunity in the 6th inning. And that one misses down low. 1-1. UNLV are finally held scoreless in the 4th inning as there's a little dribbler that will go foul. And the count goes to 1-2 to the catcher Henshaw. UNLV scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. And for UNLV, down the road here, conference play is going to be big for the Rebels as the top 4 teams, with 9 teams in the Mount West, with Boise State being added. Still only the top 4 make it into the Mount West Conference Tournament as Henshaw sends a high drive in a left field, but it is in play for Grant Robbins over at left field. He clamps it down for out number 3 as the Red Storm do get 1 across the board. Still trail UNLV in this Game 3 of a 3-game series, 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth here at Early Wilson Stadium. Austin Pfeiffer will lead it off here in the bottom of the fifth. UNLV in control of this one. 7-2 here at Early Wilson Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wyatt Tomczyk on the call. Pfeiffer, Robbins, and Rosenberg, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, due up for UNLV as Dominic Coombe back out for another inning of work. Hits it on the outside for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Pfeiffer is one of the two players in this lineup today that hasn't gotten a hit. Him and Bajani. But Pfeiffer sends a high drive in a left center field. That ball is well hit, going back at the wall, and that ball is gone. Austin Pfeiffer with his second home run of the series, and UNLV gets that run back. It is now 8-2 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. That is a team-leading third home run of the year for the sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada. That ball got out in a hurry. It sounded really good off the bat here in the press box, and UNLV continues its offensive onslaught. The second home run of the ball game, the other one came by way of Grant Robbins to left field in the bottom of the third, and Robbins up to bat as the first pitch is taken low and inside. 1-0 is the count. So Pfeiffer and Robbins both are able to get home runs in back-to-back games, and Robbins is going to send this one, though, on a line to center field. Antico has it, didn't really have to move very far for out number one, as Dominic Coombe is able to answer back after giving up the mammoth shot by Austin Pfeiffer. Trevor Rosenberg will be up to bat. Rosenberg with a very productive day in the 9-hole spot. He is 2 for 2 and has scored a run. James Gamble on deck for the Rebels as Rosenberg, he was trying to swing for the fences there. Misses. 0-1 is the count. UNLV in their first 10 games of the year had just one home run. And they exploded against Creighton on the Sunday game. They won 12-3. They had 4 home runs, 2 by Krizik, 1 by Jack Thomas Wold, and 1 by Chris Dunn. And then yesterday, Pfeiffer and Robbins get a home run, and today, Pfeiffer and Robbins yet again get a home run. As that one slider down low, 2-1 is the count. So the long ball's starting to pick up for UNLV. It's a big thing for the Rebels when you kind of look at what they lost last year, coming back with this year, and it was a lot of pop in the bat. I mean, Bryson Stott was really the 5-tool player for UNLV. He could do it all and had a lot of great power at the leadoff spot. So did Max Smith. Smith, who knocked out UNR in the conference tournament on their home field last year with a walk-off home run. You had Dylan Johnson as well as Rosenberg. Swings and misses at that one, strike 3. As Trevor strikes out for the first time in the ballgame. 7 strikeouts overall for the St. John's pitching staff. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. James Gamble has had a very productive day as well. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And he also has a stolen base on the day. 4 stolen bases on the year for the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Eight to 2 here in the bottom of the 5th as Gamble will take the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count. For the Red Storm, they'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up in the top of the 6th inning against Josh Armen. Gamble sends a chopper over to third. Long throw, and will beat the speedster as Foles to Marquis, and that will end the inning. But Austin Pfeiffer leads it off with a mammoth shot in the left center field for his 3rd home run of the year, and UNLV takes an 8-2 lead as we go to the top of the 6th here at Early Wilson Stadium. Back here live at Early Wilson Stadium, top of the 6th here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, as Josh Armen back out for another inning of work. And that one's going to be sent right to Alex Sardina at third. Hogan, the leadoff batter, 1 pitch, 1 out for the freshman Sharman. Here in the top of the 6th, 8-2 UNLV on top as the Rebels were able to get a run back. They matched the RBI single by St. John's in the top of the 5th with a leadoff home run by Austin Pfeiffer. Bring up the third baseman, Justin Foles. Sharman set, and then the first pitch to Foles is in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. 80th pitch so far here for Sharman. Try to get a quick work, maybe have a chance to go in the 7th inning. UNLV does have some arms warming up in their part of the bullpen to my right. Next pitch by Sharman is low. 1-1 is the count. For Foles on the day, he's 0 for 2. David Clancy is on deck. Clancy, he is 1 for 1 with a solo home run and a walk. Sharman has been able to get the right fielder out. As there's a swing and a miss there. 1-2 is the count. Sharman, 3 strikeouts on the day. The freshman, by way of Desert Oasis High School, the same high school as Bryson Stott. Very talented baseball organization there. A lot of talent in this Las Vegas Valley from, around top to bottom. It's not like, obviously everyone knows about Bishop Gorman and their dominance in football and basketball. They had their dominance in baseball, but since then it's been really kind of leveled out. As there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sharman gets strikeout number 4 of the ball game. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And that will bring up Clancy, the right fielder. David Clancy, 1 for 1 with a solo shot and a walk. Eight runs for the Rebels off of 10 hits. 2 runs for the Red Storm off of 5 hits. Both teams have not committed an error so far. For UNLV, on the day, they have had 6 of their 10 hits go for extra base hits. Well, that is a recipe for a great day. Sharman misses on the outside. 2-0 is the count. Lazaro is on deck for the Red Storm. Sharman with 4 strikeouts on the day, as that one misses on the outside. 3-0. He just doesn't have the confidence against Clancy so far. For Sharman on the year, the lowest strikeout total he's had is 5. That was against Central Michigan and Alabama. He had 5 in back-to-back games, and then had a season-high 9 against Creighton in his last start. That one hits on the outside corner. 3-1 is the count. For UNLV, they'll have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Krizik, Wold, and Bajani. As Clancy sends a drive to left field, Robbins makes a couple moves inward, and he has it for out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Josh Sharman and this UNLV team. They're in control. 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th here at Early Wilson Stadium. Eight to 2, UNLV on top here at Early Wilson Stadium, bottom of the 6th here at beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Wyatt Tomczyk on the call. As always, thank you guys for tuning in on your Sunday afternoon, wherever you are watching. Greatly appreciate the support on the UNLV YouTube channel provided to us by UNLV Athletics. Austin Krizik will lead it off for the Rebels, and the first pitch is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count to the freshman right fielder. He is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single, and is struck out as well. Krizik's going to send that one into the gap for a base hit. We'll see if he takes a long turn. It's cut off by the center fielder, so Krizik will be held to his second hit of the ball game on the second pitch that he saw. Now 2 for 4. They'll now bring up Jack Thomas Wold. Jack on the day is 1 for 2. Walked in one of his plate appearances, struck out in another, and had an RBI double that scored the first run of the ball game all the way back in the first inning. 4 runs in the first for UNLV, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. Wold swinging for the fences and fouls that one back. 0-1 is the count as we're approaching 3 o'clock local time here in Sin City. Eric Bajani on deck for the Rebels. He is the only hitter for the Rebels that hasn't gotten a hit so far. He came in the hottest hitter, batting over 400. Next pitch misses on the outside. 1-1 is the count. Wold last year missed some time due to a broken wrist. Won Mount West Player of the Week twice last year. Dominic Coombe, right now his pitch count up to 42. Misses on the outside. 2-1 is the count, trying to provide some longevity in this bullpen in his relief appearance for this Red Storm team, as their starting pitcher Ian Murphy only went 3 innings of work. Jojo Rodriguez, who was the starting pitcher yesterday for the Red Storm, he only went 4 innings. Next pitch outside yet again, 3-1 is the count. I'll say UNLV, they have struck out 7 times, but they've been very patient in a lot of their at-bats, where they're really making the pitchers work and they're really just trying to swing at the pitches that they want and get those favorable hitters counts. 3-1, Wold swings at that one and pops it foul out of play. 3-2 is the count with the runner on first, Austin Krizik. Single into left center field. 4 pitchers were used yesterday for the Red Storm. None of them could figure out UNLV. Runner in motion. Wold's going to send a high drive to right field. It is well hit and is going to go off the wall. Krizik, who is in motion, is going to be held up at third. He almost ran through the stop sign by the associate head coach Higgins at third, as Jack Thomas Wold will get the double, his second double of the game. He's now 2 for 3. Just missed out on a home run. He's hit it about 3/4 of the way up there on the right next to the 335 club, and puts runners into scoring position here. 2 on with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. 8-2 is the score, and Bajani will have an opportunity to get an RBI. Kevin Higgins over there at third. Held up the stop sign, and Krizik kept going. He didn't really look up until about the last second. He's like, oh, don't want to blow through it, and he went back to first. You don't want to make that freshman mistake. As Bajani with kind of a defensive swing and sends it foul out of play. Darien Williams is on deck for the Rebels. 12 hits now for UNLV. 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. 7 of their 12 hits have gone for extra base hits, and they're really primed here to really put this game out of reach for the Red Storm, the way UNLV's pitching staff has been all weekend long. Bajani sends a high drive into right field. It is well hit. Might be an opportunity here for Krizik to tag. He is. It's caught by Clancy, but the throw is going to go to home. It went to the left, and no chance to get Krizik out. An RBI sacrifice fly for Bajani, his first RBI of the ballgame. And the score now is 9-2. It looked like with Clancy's throw, like it was going to the left, almost to third, but kind of fooled me. It went up the line to the left for Henshaw. Had no real chance to get Krizik out as he scored standing up, and Wold is able to advance over to third. Darien Williams will be up to bat. Williams 1 for 2 on the day. A 2-run triple in his first plate appearance, and has also walked. And the at bat was a flyout. He's left 1 runner on the base paths as that one misses on the outside. 1-0 is the count. Alex Sardina is on deck for the Rebels. So Bajani's still looking for his first hit, but does get the sacrifice fly. And for the junior catcher, that is RBI and number 13 on the year. Williams takes that one on the outside for a strike. 1-1 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 9-2. UNLV on top, looking for their first sweep of the year. Off-speed pitch, and Williams just a little bit late on that one. Sends a foul ball near the bullpen. He's mentioned that a couple people warming up in the 6th inning. I think Josh Armen has got the pitch count in a favorable spot. It's at, well, actually, no, it's at 89. I don't know if he's going to get another opportunity. We'll see. Most he's thrown this year is 94. Actually, no, 97 against Alabama. 94 was against Creighton. So back-to-back appearances, he's thrown over the 90 threshold. Ryan Hare went over 100 pitches in his start on Friday. 2-2 is the count to Williams, and the pitch misses on the outside. 3-2. UNLV has scored in 5 of the 6 innings we have played so far. One out, the pitch to Williams, and he fouls that one. They will stay alive with the count full 3-2. In the top of the 7th, we're going to have Lazaro, Marquis, and Abinanti due up for the Red Storm. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Jack Thomas Wold over at third. 12 hits for the Rebels, 9 runs scored. Looking for back-to-back games that they've scored double-digit runs. And Williams is going to send a little blooper. That's going to go foul down the right field line. Tried to place it there. Missed it by about 5 feet, and do it all over again with the count full. Dominic Coombe looking for the strikeout here, and Williams is going to send that one into left field for a base hit, and UNLV has now scored 10 runs in the ball game. Back-to-back games, they've scored double-digit runs as Darien Williams picks up RBI number 3 off of his second hit, as Wold easily was able to get home on the base hit to left field. Looks like we're going to have a pitch hitter here for UNLV in replace of Alex Sardinia. It'll be number 34, Keolu Ramos. I believe for look at the stat sheet here for Ramos. I don't think he's had very many plate appearances this year. And it looks like this is the first plate appearance for Ramos on the year as he sends a high drive down the right field line that goes foul. 0-1 is the count. Darien Williams at first. Alex Sardinia will be lifted from the ball game. Sardinia went 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Came in the first inning. This might be the last inning for Coombe as a throwback over to first. Not in time. Dominic giving up 3 runs in his relief appearance, stretching now 3 innings of work. Williams over at first is 1 for 1 on stolen base opportunities. And the pitch to Ramos misses on the outside. 1-1 is a count. Austin Pfeiffer is on deck for the Rebels. Pfeiffer sent that rocket shot in the bottom of the 5th. Like to get an opportunity here with runners on the base paths. The pitch, and that one's going to be taken on the inside for a strike. 1-2 is the count. Ramos, who is a transfer from Arizona State. And he's going to send a little dribbler to third as count 1-2. Looked like Williams might have been in motion there. I didn't see from my vantage point, but he'll trot back over after the foul ball. 10-2 is the score. UNLV on top. I'll take this time to update the score bug for everyone watching. And off the 1-2 pitch, Ramos is able to take that one for a ball. 2-2 is the count. A redshirt junior from Hawaii, Mililani, Hawaii. He's got a Darien Williams at first, his first real plate appearance of the year, and he's going to send that one into the gap for a base hit. Williams will take the turn and head to third, and will put runners on the corners here with 1 out as everybody's getting hits for the Rebels. Ramos with his first hit of the year, and Austin Pfeiffer has a chance here after hitting that bomb in the bottom of the 5th inning. 10-2 is the score. As looks like the Red Storm, they're going to continue on here with Dominic Coombe. Pfeiffer took him deep in the last plate appearance, and I don't think, nope, that's going to be end of the line for the relief pitcher for the Red Storm. Austin Pfeiffer will have to face another pitcher. It'll be the end of the line here. Still, St. John's has been unable to figure out this UNLV lineup. As we will take a commercial break here from Early Wilson Stadium. The Rebels threatening here yet again. Runners on the corners. 1 out, and they lead it 10-2 here at Early Wilson Stadium. Chris Steffel will be out of the pen for the Red Storm here in the bottom of the sixth. UNLV on top, 10-2. Left-handed pitcher against the righty Austin Pfeiffer. Runners are on the corners here with just one out. The Rebels have scored 2 runs in this inning. Darien Williams highlighting it with a single to left field. Bajani with a sacrifice fly. As the first pitch is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count. For Steffel on the year, 2 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 2 runs, 2 earned, 6.75 ERA, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 doubles, and he's hit 1 batter. Pfeiffer, we saw those eyes lit up there. He got an off-speed pitch, but was a little bit out in front of that one. 0-2 is the count. Grant Robbins is on deck for the Rebels. I got to think with this big lead, Josh Armen might be out for another inning of work. We'll see. Pitch to Pfeiffer, misses on the outside. 1-2 is the count. Final stat line, or still kind of almost final stat line for Dominic Coombe. 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He's on the hook, though, for the runners on the corners. Pfeiffer's going to send a grounder to third and out of play. Sophomore Pfeiffer, who got a lot of playing time last year when Jack Thomas Wold went down with the injury. So natural first baseman. UNLV tried using him at third this year. Wasn't really as comfortable as he was at first. They had a little bit of movement in the lineup, but he's back in at first with Jack Thomas Wold as the designated hitter. And the off-speed pitch, boy, that almost got away from Steffel, and good catch by Henshaw. Count goes even, 2-2. Well, for UNLV, back-to-back games, they've scored double-digit runs. 3 of the last 4 here at home, they have been able to achieve that. 3 out of the first 4 games of the year, they scored. As that pitch misses on the outside, they scored 9, 8, and then 10. The offense, was like, okay, the offense is still there from last year, but then kind of hit a wall. They had 0 against Alabama in the first game, 4 in the second, 1 in the third. They had 2 against UC Riverside. Then against Creighton, they were able to get 6, then 3, and then exploded for 12. The offense this weekend has been fantastic. Count is full, 3-2 as throwback over to first. Ramos, who pitch hit for Sardinia, was able to get the single into right center field. And another double-digit hit performance as well for the Rebels. They've done it every which way. A lot of singles, a lot of doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. A payoff pitch to Pfeiffer, and Austin is able to take that one on the outside, is able to draw the walk, and the bases are now going to be juiced for Grant Robbins. Robbins is 1 for 3, a solo shot. That came in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He has a chance here to really put this game out of reach. You've got Williams at third, Ramos at second, and Pfeiffer at first. Trevor Rosenberg is on deck, and now Henshaw will come over and talk to Steffel. Third pitcher used for the Red Storm. Their starting pitcher today, Ian Murphy, only went 3 innings. Yesterday, Jojo Rodriguez, he went only 4 innings. Nick Mondak, who was the starting pitcher on Friday, struggled in the first 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, but was able to quiet UNLV down. He went 7 innings to give the length. But for UNLV in the pitching department, Ryan Hare, the starter, went 7 on Friday, and then Chase Maddox went 6 2/3 innings. So they're giving head coach Stan Stolte a lot of innings that he doesn't really have to use the bullpen. Lefty versus righty matchup, and Robbins sends a high drive into left field. That ball is well hit, going back. And that ball is off the wall. Coming to score is Williams and Ramos, and it's a very long single for Grant Robbins. As the left fielder over there, Abinanti, got up as high as he could, and it just went over his head. And UNLV takes a 12-2 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So for Robbins, that is hit number 2 on the day, and RBIs number 2 and 3 overall. He is now up to 15 RBIs and will have his longest single of his career. He hit that ball on a line, but fortunately, everyone kind of had to keep in place as Pfeiffer advanced to second. Rosenberg up to bat. Trevor's had a nice game as well. He's 2 for 3. Did strike out in his last plate appearance. And the pitch to the senior shortstop misses on the inside. 1-0 is the count. So those 2 runs will be charged to Dominic Coombe. And that one taken low. 2-0 is the count. Now Steffel on the mound is in charge of the 2 base runners on right now, Pfeiffer and Robbins. Back-to-back games now, the Rebels have scored 12 runs. They've scored 30 runs overall in this 3 games, and they're threatening yet again here in the bottom of the 6th. Still a long way to go, as that one misses on the inside. 3-0 is the count. James Gamble is on deck for the Rebels. Steffel is set, and the pitch to Rosenberg, and Trevor taking that one all the way. 3-1 is the count. So 12 hits for the Rebels off of 15 hits. 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, although Grant Robbins, that last hit should have been a double, but just the way the situation was. Held to a very long single. As Rosenberg will send this one opposite field, down the right field line, coming over, and a diving catch. Beautiful play by Clancy in right field for out number 2 as he takes away a hit for Rosenberg. And back to the top of the lineup for the Rebels, James Gamble up to bat. Gamble 2 for 4 on the day. He has singled and doubled. He's got Pfeiffer at second, Robbins at first, and the Rebels up by 10. Their second 4-run inning of the ballgame. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 4 in the sixth. Steffel is set, and the pitch, and Gamble golfs to that one and missed it. 0-1 is the count. Krizik is on deck for the Rebels if Gamble can keep this inning alive. The pitch. And James thought about swinging. That one was in a hittable spot, but he could not pull the trigger. 0-2 is the count. Steffel trying to get out of this inning here. It's been a long day, long series for the Red Storm. Count is 0-2, and the pitch, and Gamble's going to send that one down the left field line. It will land for a base hit, and will go all the way to the wall. Austin Pfeiffer will score. Grant Robbins will be held up at third, and it's now 13-2 UNLV on top. An RBI double for James Gamble, his first RBI of the ball game, number 4 overall, and his second double. Sixteenth hit overall for UNLV. Gamble now 3 for 5 on the day. And Austin Krizik will be up to bat. Krizik, he's 2 for 4 with an RBI. 5 runs scored here in the 6th inning. Jack Thomas Wold is on deck for the Rebels. And his time is called. So Robbins advanced to third, Gamble over to second. 5th double of the ballgame for UNLV. Mentioned Gamble has 2 of the 5. Steffel is set. And the pitch. And that one misses on the outside. 1-0 is the count. So Gamble with 2 doubles. Jack Thomas Wold has 2 doubles as well, and Rosenberg has a double for UNLV. Those are the 5. Williams has the triple. Pfeiffer and Robbins has the home run. Off-speed pitch misses. 2-0 is the count. It's going to be a long plane ride back home for the Red Storm as they got to go cross country back home to New York. They've got to find their rhythm as they're in danger of falling to 3-9 on the year. Krizik will take that one for a strike. 2-1 is the count. St. John started the year off losing their first two. Then beat number 19 Georgia Tech. Took 2 out of 3 against Cal, but a very rough series against Charlotte. They were swept and in danger of getting swept yet again. As Krizik's going to send that one into right field for a base hit. Coming in to score will be Grant Robbins as Austin Krizik gets his second RBI of the ballgame. Gamble advances on over to third, and it's now 14-2 UNLV on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Jack Thomas Wold will be up to bat for the Rebels. UNLV in this 6th inning have batted around as Krizik started off with a single and then Wold had the double. The 2 outs have been a sacrifice fly by Eric Bajani and then a diving catch by Clancy in right field. So been some tough outs that the Red Storm have had to get as Jack swings and misses at that one. 1-1 is the count. 14-2 Rebels on top. That is the most runs that they have scored all year long. Next pitch is going to be taken low. 2-1 is the count. So the 11th batter UNLV is sent here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6 runs scored overall. Wold on the year with 2 outs, 182 hitter, both runners on base, 300. That one is missed for a ball. 3-1 is the count. Wold, who just missed a home run in his last plate appearance here in the 6th, went off the wall near the 335 club in right field. Gamble at third, Krizik at first. The pitch. And Wold's going to send this one right into the shift. The second baseman has it. The throw over to first in time, and that will end a very, very long bottom of the 6th for the Red Storm. But it was very good for UNLV. They score 6 runs in the inning, and they are in control of this one here at Early Wilson Stadium. 14-2. Back here live at early Wilson Stadium. Wyatt Tomchek on the call. 14-2, UNLV on top here. Game 3 of the 3-game series. The Rebels on their way to a sweep against the Big East St. John's team. As Jake Lazaro will be up to bat. 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Rebels, as we'll have a pitching change here. Larry Quaney will be on the mound for the Rebels. And the first pitch is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count. So the end of the line for Sharman, who is in if the score holds up, will have his second win of the year. Sharman was fantastic. 89 pitches, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And he was also helped back-to-back games. He has started 12 against Creighton and 14 today here against St. John's. But overall for Sharman, he's given up 4 earned runs in his last 2 starts. That is what you want to see out of a freshman. He's picking them up and mowing them down as the count is 1-2. Quaney coming into the ball game, he pitched in Friday night's win in the 9th inning, closed it out, gave up a hit, but nothing across the board. 0-1 is his record. 6 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 5 hits, 5 runs. 5 of them have been earned. 7.11 ERA. 12 hits overall. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, a double, and 3 wild pitches for Larry Quaney, who is back healthy for UNLV. Missed a lot of time due to an elbow injury. Now, righty versus lefty matchup as you get rid of Sharman, who was the left-handed pitcher, as that pitch is knocked back foul. 2-2 is the count. Also at third, Alex Melbaru is over there. The 2 big mysteries this year, we're trying to figure out the right pronunciations for Larry's and Alex's last name, as there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Larry Quaney comes out of the pen and has it for out number 1 with the strikeout. We were able to figure it out. It only took us a couple games, but we got it right. Ryan Marquis will be up to bat for the Rebels. It was funny. They asked yesterday, hey, how do you pronounce the name? You can say whatever you want. Everyone keeps butchering it. As that one's going to be sent to short, easy play for Rosenberg. 1 pitch, 1 out, 6-3. Quickly as we go here in the top of the 7th. This game is almost out of reach here as UNLV up 14-2. We'll go back to the top of the lineup here for the Red Storm. Abinanti will be up to bat. Peter on the day is 0 for 2 with a walk. 5 hits overall for the Red Storm. 1 double and a home run. The double that kind of bounced off the glove of a diving Grant Robinson. The home run came in the 2nd inning. For St. John's, I mean, you look at it, they were down 3-0 in the first game after 1. They were down 2-1 in the first, then down 3-1. I mean, that was the closest on Saturdays. This one's going to be sent to second. Williams, it bounced off of him. The flip to first in time, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Larry Quaney as he got a nice defensive play there by Darien Williams, who was able to bounce back after the ball ricocheted off his chest for out number 3. Quickly, we are done in the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch coming up here at early Wilson Stadium with the Rebels on top, 14-2. Back here live at early Wilson Stadium. Wyatt Tomczyk on the call. UNLV leading it 14-2 here on this Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day in Las Vegas, Nevada. Gavin Amelbaru will be up to bat. We've seen Alex in the ballgame. Now Gavin will get an opportunity to pitch hit here for UNLV, replacing Bajani, who went 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI sacrifice fly in the first pitch. Gavin gets his right square in the middle of the back. That's probably not the first pitch that Josh LaJoy wanted, the relief pitcher for the Red Storm, which they haven't had any luck pitching-wise this weekend. For LaJoy, after that first pitch, he's coming to the ballgame. 0 2/3 innings pitched, 4 runs given up, all of them earned, a 54 ERA, 4 hits, 1 walk, a home run, and that was the first batter that he has hit on the year. As a Darien Williams will be up to bat for the Rebels. Williams, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. 2-run triple and an RBI single. As that one is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count. David Clancy moved over to left field as the defensive changes, and Miller into the ballgame. He is over in right for the Red Storm. And Williams sends a high drive into center field. That ball is well hit. Antico going back, and that one's going to go over his head all the way to the wall. Gavin will head to third, and Darien Williams with a long double to the deepest part of the ballpark. Another double for UNLV. That is number 6 on the ball game. First for Williams, who has a double, a triple, and a single. He's just a home run away from the cycle. $18 hits overall here for UNLV as they threaten yet again here in the bottom of the 7th. Up 14-2. And I'll bring up Alex Amelbaru. His brother Gavin at third, Williams at second. Austin Pfeiffer on deck for the Rebels, and the first pitch is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Well, this is a series for Darien Williams to kind of get his mojo back. Overall, 6 hits in this series. Him, Jack Thomas Wold, Austin Pfeiffer as well. We've seen their averages take a big dip from last year to this year, but still early on in the season. They're off to the hot start. Hopefully they can keep it up against Houston and then on the road. That'll be a big test for UNLV. They don't want to leave home now after the first 7 games of the year. They only won 1 game at home, and then since then it's just been fantastic. They're now looking to win 5 of their last 6 here at early Wilson Stadium in the last 2 series. 14-2, UNLV on top. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. LaJoy has hit a batter and has given up a long double to center field. As there's a swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count. 2-2 is the count, sorry. Well, for Alex on the year, 8 hits and 31 plate appearances. Average is sitting at 258 as he sends that one foul out of play. With runners on base, 235. We'll see if he can get a couple RBIs. UNLV, they have left 7 runners on the base paths. The Red Storm, they've left 5. UNLV today with runners on have been fantastic against every pitcher that the Red Storm have thrown out to them. 2-2, high. 3-2. Against Murphy with runners on, they were 5 for 12. Against Coombe, they were 3 for 5. And against Stifle, they were 3 for 5. So there's going to be a chopper deep in the hole that's going to score the run. Long throw over to first in time, but it's an RBI ground out for Alex Amelbaru as he scores his brother Gavin from third. Darien Williams advances to third as well. Well, it's 15-2, UNLV on top here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The RBI ground out. Austin Pfeiffer will be up to bat. Pfeiffer's had a great game as well. He is 1 for 3 with a solo home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. He walked in his last plate appearance and has scored 2 runs. Looking for another RBI as the first pitch is going to be taken high for a ball. 1-2 is the count. Or what? 1-0 is the count. It's been a long game. We're just getting through here. Obviously, the worst things is blowout games when you're talking by yourself. You just kind of run out of things to talk about. There's a score, 15-2. Count is 2-0 to the sophomore first baseman from Las Vegas, Nevada, Austin Pfeiffer. LaJoy going for the slider yet again and missed. And the count now 3-0. Just 5 hits for the Red Storm, 18 hits for the Rebels. Pfeiffer taking that one all the way, and the count goes to 3-1. Looks like Jason Sharman is on deck, the older brother of Josh Sharman. 2 sets of brothers on this UNLV team. As Pfeiffer takes that one in for a strike. 3-2's the count. 1 out, a Darien Williams over and third. A hit batter and a double led to an RBI ground out for Alex Amelbaru. The pitch. And Pfeiffer sends a high drive in a right field. It is well hit, and it's going to have an opportunity to score Darien Williams. He will tag. The throw to home is on a line, but it was cut off by the first baseman. Williams scores standing up, and Austin Pfeiffer picks up RBI number 2 on the day. A sacrifice fly to right field as Miller, newly entered in the ballgame, had it. Tried to get the long throw over, but easily scoring was a Darien Williams. 16-2 is the score now, as Jason Sharman will be up to bat. Sharman getting his first plate appearance of the day. This game well out of reach, and the Rebels in control, up by 14. First pitch to Sharman, and he swings and misses at that one. 0-1 is the count. Trevor Osberg is on deck for the Rebels. Sharman takes that one down low. 1-1 is the count. For Jason on the year, average is at 200, 4 hits and 20 plate appearances as a double. And one of those hits as he sends a high drive into center field, but is going to stay in play. Coming over is the center fielder, Antico, has it for out number 3. But UNLV does get 2 more runs across the board. They extend their lead 16-2 here at Early Wilson Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Back here live at Early Wilson Stadium. Tom check on the call. 16-2, UNLV on top of the Red Storm of St. John's, looking for the sweep here in the 8th inning. And it is all UNLV as Ty Pullman will be out. And he gets the first pitch, a mile-high pop-up over on the right-hand side of the field. Who wants it is going to be a Darien Williams for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out, as Pullman gets Bartels out. Jason Sharman is out in left for UNLV defensively, and behind the plate will be Gavin Melbaru. Mike Antico will be up to bat. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. So for Pullman, on the year, he has pitched 4 2/3 innings and has not given up a run this year, ERA at 0. He's given up 2 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch. The Rebels won the first game of this series 6-1. It was 4-1 going in the bottom of the 8th, but UNLV got 2 runs off of an error. It was considered credited with an RBI single and an error, but the throw was bounced 3 times. UNLV scored 4 early runs in the 5th inning, and then yesterday just dominated, winning 12-2. Today 16-2. This hasn't been close at all for the Red Storm. This has been the weekend that UNLV needed in this 2020 season, as Pullman with the off-speed pitch takes it high for Antico. 2-1 is the count. Henshaw on deck for the Red Storm. Pullman gets his sign, and the pitch. They go around. He did not, and the count is 3-1. For the Red Storm, they've gotten 2 runs in the ballgame, a solo shot in the 2nd inning, and then an RBI single in the 5th inning. And Antico will take that one for a 5-pitch walk. That's the second walk the center fielder has drawn today. And they'll bring up the catcher, Henshaw. He does have 2 players warming up in the bullpen. As Larry Quaney was able to get an inning of work off of just 9 pitches and got a strikeout. Clean 1-2-3 inning. Bullpen so far, knock on wood, they haven't given up a run in this series, as that one is fouled back. All 3 starters for UNLV have gone 6 innings or farther, the longest being Ryan Hare, who went 7 innings. Sharman today went 6. Maddox on Saturday went 6 2/3 innings. Antico over at first. He does have a stolen base on the day. Nobody's really guarding him at first with the score as that one is fouled back out of play. 0-2 is the count. Hogan is on deck for the Red Storm. If Henshaw doesn't ground out into a double play here. Pullman gets his sign and the pitch. He is swung on a miss, strike 3. Got Henshaw to chase up and out of the zone. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. For UNLV as a pitching staff, that is strikeout number 6. In the first game against the Red Storm, they got 9 strikeouts, 6 by Hare, 3 by Woods. They had a lot of strikeouts against Creighton. Last game against the Red Storm on Saturday, just 3 strikeouts. Maddox had 2, and Spooner had 1, as Pullman. It's the second appearance of this series. He went a third of an inning, replacing Maddox in the 7th, and was able to get the lone batter that he faced off of 1 pitch. 1-0 is the count. Pullman, that's going to be sent to third. Easy play. The throw over to second to get the force out. 5-4, and that will end the inning. The Red Storm do get a runner on by way of a walk, but nothing across the board. We go to the bottom of the 8th. UNLV leading this one big, 16-2. Trevor Rosenberg will lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Last at bat here for UNLV. Add some more insurance runs, even though they probably don't need it. Up 16-2. Trevor Rosenberg will be up to bat. He's 2 for 4 on the day with a strikeout and has scored a run. First pitch to Rosenberg is taken on the outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Ethan Routson is the new pitcher for the Red Storm. On that first pitch, he's got kind of a little bit of a submarine type release, a little bit, maybe more of a sidearm release as he hits that on the inside for a strike. 1-1 is the count. So over at third, into the ball game for the first time, Higgins for the Red Storm as Rosenberg misses that one. 1-2 is the count. Marty Higgins, the freshman, at third, replacing Foles. And the slider misses away. 2-2 is the count. (16-2) UNLV on top here at Early Wilson Stadium. Game 3 of a 3-game series as Rosenberg looked like they might have hit near the end of the bat as he was able to foul that one back. Still 2-2. On deck for the Rebels, looks like it will be Chris Dunn. So for Coach Dan Stolte, using some guys. Give him a little opportunity here. Get some at-bats as Rosenberg almost took the head off his teammates as that one went to the right into the net, the extended netting that has been put out here at Early Wilson Stadium. Count still even, 2-2. And Rosenberg, you had to get, can't see who it is. I think it looked like James Gamble popped up and yelled at Rosenberg as he sent some pretty hard shots over to his teammates. Oh, they've been encouraging him on. He's been great today, 2 for 4. Maybe they said something he didn't like. Rosenberg will send a chopper over to the right-hand side. Diving attempt by the first baseman. The flip over to first in time. My goodness, what a play there by Marquis to take away a hit for Rosenberg. And back-to-back at-bats, Rosenberg's had 2 hits taken away, a diving catch by Clancy in right field, and then a diving stop by Marquis, and Routson able to come over and cover the bag for out number 1. And I'll bring up Chris Dunn. The numbers for Ethan Routson, 3 2/3 innings pitch, actually now make it 4 innings pitch with that last out. He's given up 1 run, 1 earned, 2.45 ERA, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a double, and has a wild pitch. Austin Krizik is on deck for the Rebels as the first pitch is taken low. 1-0 is the count. Dunn's going to send a chopper, and that one's going to get into center field for a base hit. Oh, UNLV gets hit number 17 of the ball game. No, 17. Number 19 of the ball game. 1 hit away from number 20. It's already a lead season high in hits, RBIs, runs. And that will bring up Austin Krizik. Krizik on the day, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Him, Gamble, and a Darien Williams all have 3 hits for UNLV to lead in that department. Chris Dunn with 1 hit. Jack Thomas Wold had 2. Sardinian Ramos with 1. Pfeiffer with 1. Robbins with 2. And Rosenberg with 2. (2-0) is the count. With Dunn at first, 1 out, 16-2, UNLV on top of the Red Storm. And this one's going to be sent right back to the pitcher. He throws it over to second. Almost had a collision. Throw to first. In time for the first double play of the ball game. I don't know who covered at second, but it's a 1 to look like 4. It looked like the 6-3 for the double play, and that will end the inning as UNLV gets a runner on, but nothing across the board. To the top of the 9th we go here at Early Wilson Stadium. UNLV up by 14. Back here live at Early Wilson Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Last chance for the Red Storm here. They're down big 16-2 as Hayden King will be out of the pen for the Rebels, the lefty. He will go up against Marty Higgins, who is entered in the ball game at third. Higgins on the year, he is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. King's first pitch is a high drive into right field. Going back is Krizik, and he has it. One pitch, one out here in the top of the ninth. Defensively for UNLV, Chris Dunn into the ballgame at left, and Sharman has moved over to center. Krizik still at right. Alex Melbaru still over at third. Rosenberg at short. Williams at second. Pfeiffer at first. And Gavin is behind the plate. David Clancy up to bat. Clancy on the day is 1 for 2 with a walk and a solo home run that came in the second inning against Josh Sharman. King is set, the pitch, down low and in the dirt. For Hayden King, he's been a very effective reliever so far this year. Does have the lone save of the year for UNLV. 11 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 runs, 4 of them earned, 3.09 ERA, 8 hits, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, 2 doubles, and a home run. For King, the sophomore, as Clancy fouls this one back and out of play. For UNLV, as I mentioned a couple times in the broadcast, they will be having a weekday series Tuesday and Wednesday against Houston. That series has a big question mark because there's a lot of rain in the forecast. Hopefully we can get some of those games in, or at least one out of the 2 games in. We'll see how nice Mother Nature is before UNLV goes on the road for 14 out of their next 15. That one is low and in the dirt, as Clancy had to get out of the way of that one. On that 8th inning, UNLV was held scoreless for just the second time in this ballgame. They scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 6 in the sixth, and 2 in the seventh. King is set, and the pitch is a little check swing roller over to Rosenberg. Throw over to first in time, and UNLV 1 out away from getting its first sweep of the year. And I'll bring up number 7, Jake Lazaro, for the last chance for the Red Storm, who are more than likely happy to get out of Las Vegas here. It's been a rough go of it. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and the first pitch misses on the outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. King gets his sign against Lazaro, and the next pitch is a chopper that's going to go up the middle. Rosenberg has it. The flip on over to first in time, and that will end a very productive weekend for UNLV as they pull off the sweep here at Early Wilson Stadium. They win it 16-2 for their first sweep of the year, and kind of a stat line given to me by Terrell Emerson, the managing editor for the Scarlet and Gray. It was the last 3-game series sweep for UNLV came on April 19th against Iowa. So thank you for that stat line there, Terrell. UNLV with a great performance this weekend, and was a much-needed performance as they improved now to 6-10 on the year, while the Red Storm fall to 3-9 on the year. UNLV won the first game 6-1, won the next game 12-2, and today's game 16-2. I mean, it was just perfect from top to bottom. You know, we mentioned for UNLV, the bats weren't as strong over the last few weekends. They came alive against Creighton, but overall the average was down from last year. This series, fantastic. Everybody was hitting. Everyone was getting timely hittings. I saw a few long balls, 2 by Austin Pfeiffer, 2 by Grant Robbins. Defense only had 1 error overall, and then the pitching was fantastic as they gave up 5 runs in 3 games. Starters were fantastic between Ryan Hare, Chase Maddox, and Josh Sharman. And also got to give the tip of the cap to the bullpen. They came in their relief work, did not give up a run at all. 16-2, UNLV wins it here at Early Wilson Stadium. You go down the line, and a lot of people that you can be proud about. Gamble, Wold, Williams, and Rosenberg had the doubles. Darien Williams was a home run away from the cycle. He had a triple and a single. Austin Pfeiffer and Grant Robbins with home runs. Gamble had a RBI on the day. Krizik had 2. Wold had 1. Bajani had 1. Darien Williams had 3. Sardinia with 1. Amelbaru had 1. Pfeiffer with 2. And Robbins with 3. Those are the performances for UNLV. Everybody in the starting lineup got hits or got an RBI on the day. And what a performance for the Rebels. And pitching-wise, got to tip the cap to Josh Sharman, who is looking very strong as that Sunday starter for UNLV. Sharman picks up the win, improves to 2-1 on the year. 6 innings of work. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ian Murphy takes the loss. He falls to 1-2, only made it 3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. The Red Storm, they used 5 pitchers in the ball game. Only one of them was able to get a scoreless frame against UNLV. That was Routson. Larry Kwani, Ty Pullman, and Hayden King came out of the pen. 3 innings of work, got 2 strikeouts, gave up a walk, and yielded no hits on the day. A great performance for UNLV overall this weekend. The Rebels will be back at home against Houston for a weekday series before heading on the road for 14 out of their next 15. I'm Wyatt Tomczyk signing off. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this weekend for UNLV versus St. John's. We appreciate the support here on the UNLV Athletics YouTube page, and we hope to see you guys tune in on Tuesday against Houston. Wyatt Tomczyk signing off. Wishing everyone a very pleasant Sunday afternoon here from Early Wilson Stadium.